Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Salute to LTTV in the building, man.
Shout out to brother LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Nobody's LT, and I'm certainly not implying that.
Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Salute to LTTV in the building, man.
Shout out to brother LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Nobody's LT, and I'm certainly not implying that.
LT cooking your ass.
LTTV, whoever his channel name is called. I'm sorry for being the dusty. How about that?
If y'all want to keep up with the news and this shit be going on, subscribe to LTTV. That nigga know everything about everything. I ain't gonna lie.
I was told that I was going to go on the 5150 show.
But the fact that it gets out there and now people are talking about it, people are saying that you might be having somebody on the side or you have an arrangement, it doesn't look good. It don't look good.
I got on the plane to go from DC to LA.
5 hoes over there. Why I care about what is saying? I always got a bad chick with me. 100% of the time. I don't go out of town unless I got a bad chick with me.
I don't care how you slice it. And the reason why it don't look good is because he is so critical of everything else.
Gay men and women do exposes. They do, oh, I caught you with a girl. I caught you with this.
I hear Corey Holcomb say, yeah, leave with your security and your bitch.
Hey, anybody that's friends with Corey, anybody that hang around that, hey man, don't do nothing. Don't say nothing out of pocket. Is a snitch. Is a hoe. He a hoe. He a snitch, and every facet of the word is a snitch. He a hoe, and that will backdoor you.
And I'm not going to lie. I was shocked. Because it's very unfortunate that I would be called the B word.
I could see it with my own eyes, man. I don't know what the they got going on over there. That ain't my business. It ain't my business. I don't know nothing about what you got going on in your life.
Now, of course, let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, LTTV, Blunt Talk with LT, back at it with another video. All right, let's get right into this one. Okay, so obviously y'all are aware of the flagrant hypocrisy from Anton Daniels. Mr. Christian man, he went on Fresh and Fit and professed that he was holier than thou. Bro said that he is basically the second coming of Jesus Christ. He is the closest person to Jesus Christ. He told the women on that panel that he is next to perfection. It's like, sir, are you okay? Are you okay? So you are Mr. Wifed the woman that was your high school sweetheart, spoke about how perfect of a relationship dynamic that you have, how you're a God-fearing, Bible-toting, doing everything by the book, better than everybody else, so you have all the room to call out anybody and everybody because you are the standard. This is Anton Daniels' rhetoric, if y'all are not aware. Now, he's done his political grift, his conservative grift, so some people are probably not aware of the old days when he was talking all that shit, but now he goes to every city with a new bad chick, and Corey Holcomb snitched on him. So we're hearing everything but a denial here. Whether it be from, wait, what? I have the wrong chat loaded. This is the chat from the wrong live stream. The hell? I'll have to fix that.
God damn.
Nonetheless, we're hearing everything but a denial. Whether it be from Anton Daniels on his show or whether it be Mika from her show. We're hearing everything but a denial. We hear Mika speak about she was called a bitch. She's mad that she was called a bitch, nothing else. She's not mad that he's talked about her being a side bitch, explain the bitch. None of that. Just she was called the B word. Now, see if I can get this chat back. I'll work on that in the background. Let's get back into this.
But before we start the show, I want to go ahead and address the whole Corey Holcomb situation. All right? The whole Corey Holcomb incident. Now, 2 weeks ago, I was told that I was going to go on the 5150 show. And I was excited. 2 weeks ago, I was excited about going on the 5150 show.
What the hell?
Last Tuesday, I got on the plane to go from D.C. to L.A. I got to the 5150 studios at about 8 p.m. Pacific time. I met Corey Holcomb. I was introduced to him. He shook my hand. Then about, I want to say 5 minutes before the actual show started, I was told I can't go on the show. I said, okay, cool.
Now, from what we're hearing from this, because Anton flew her out from DC to LA, Anton came with, that's who she came with, Anton. Anton made these promises that she would be on the 5150 show. She met Corey Holcomb that day, spoke to Corey Holcomb. Not once was she promised this appearance from Corey Holcomb. Anton was selling her a dream. I don't know what Anton be doing with his women on the side that he travels with. This is all put out by him and his woman and Corey Holcomb. Nobody's fishing for these things. Anton's trying the old hide out in the open like he thinks niggas is stupid or something. So it's like, let's get back into this.
Then I was told that I could sit on the set, but I have to sit off camera. I said, okay, cool. And that's where I sat for the entire duration of the show. Now, the show starts. And as you know, what happened, because it went viral. All right, so if you guys want to see all of that, you can go watch it. It's everywhere. All right? But with all that being said, as that's going on, when it becomes abundantly clear that it's time to go, myself and security go ahead and start to leave. When I get to the door, as I'm going out, I hear Corey Holcomb say, yeah, leave with your security and your bitch. And I'm not going to lie, I was shocked. Because it's very unfortunate that I would be called the B word.
See, I heard this and I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on? Folks were like, don't be ridiculous. After that episode, they're like, she spoke to Rita. She's on Rita is Anton's wife. They're like, oh, she speaks to Rita. She's cool with Rita. She's X, Y, and Z. I'm like, everybody knows Anton's married, but she's not talking about, oh, that's not his bitch. that she's worried about being called a bitch, not his bitch. She's not she's not being offended by being looked at as the side chick, while you know Anton is an obviously he's obviously married man. It's out there in the open. He's not hiding his marriage, but he's pretty much doing the hiding out in the open thing with these women. He talks about he has a bad chick everywhere he goes, but all we know right now is this. We know Mika, one of his co-hosts on one of his shows, people assume that Anton behind the scenes is...
Oh my God!
Because... Why the hell is this so small? What type of trash-ass picture is this? Let's load this again. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with this. That's what happens when you get trash-ass Google pics. Okay, so clearly he's at some sort of sporting event. I would assume this is a basketball game, but I can't be too sure. Out with her again. Like, this is not pictures for a married man, and in the comments that he makes, it's just egregious. Now, this is what the problem with these red pill folks. These red pill folks talk about exercising their values while they're a high value man. But Anton wasn't doing this shit before he did the conservative grift. Came up off of a ton of subscribers, a ton of views. Frauded that he was a millionaire all the way up until he became one. And now he wants to exercise these options like these folks say in the red pill space, leaving behind his wife and the image that he purported to have prior, the pristine Christian image.
Because I had such a positive outlook.
Why is it so low?
And a positive take on 5150 and Corey Holcomb. Last year here in DC, I literally went to a Corey Holcomb show. So when I found out I was going on 5150, I was like, oh, this is exciting because I just went to see a show. And now I'm having this experience. So it was very unfortunate. Not only that, I hear explain the bitch and this bitch on my show. I don't know who she is. Alluding to the fact that I'm just here and it's somebody's side chick. And I'm nobody's side chick. So it was very unfortunate and very...
Now, what you notice in this video is she says alluding that she's somebody's side chick and she's nobody's side chick. Not once does she mention Anton Daniels. Now, it seems like she's trying to distance herself in the commentary because she's trying to get back on the Corey Holcomb show for some reason, but not once does she say Anton Daniels' name. And then when you listen to Anton Daniels' commentary, he's leaning into it. He's not denying anything. Although she says she's nobody's side chick, she never said his name. This is not one of those denials that you look at and you're like, you didn't outright deny that you're with him. You're saying you're nobody's side chick, but that doesn't say anything. In her mind, she could be the main chick to Anton Daniels, and him and his wife are separated, and we don't know what the hell's going on behind the scenes. We don't know shit. We only know what Corey says and what Anton is basically acting like what's going on. Anton's acting like he has a ring of side chicks, and he goes from city to city with a bad chick everywhere. So that's Anton's commentary. So if we're gonna hold Anton to his word, that's what's going on. She said she's nobody's side chick, but yet she never mentions Anton once in this entire video.
Very hurtful. And I'm nobody's side chick. So it was very unfortunate and very hurtful. That I can tell you. That was my feeling from the experience. But with all that being said, I can say this. I still don't have anything negative to put out about Corey Holcomb or the 5150 show. I went for a positive experience. I had a positive outlook on what could have been, but it didn't happen. And again, it's unfortunate that all that transpired afterwards. And I was caught in the crossfire between two grown people that were arguing back and forth with each other. So my outlook is this. I don't have any negative views on Corey. And like I said, it's unfortunate, but I forgive Corey. I truly do. But that was my experience. And I wish nothing but the best for Corey and the 5150 show. I just wanted to come on and really say my piece because I really hadn't said anything.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Now, she's yet to utter a single word about Anton. She forgives Corey for calling her a side bitch and explained the bitch, which Anton still has not explained the bitch. He said all that. You forgave him because you're so thirsty you want to be on the show. You're just dying to be on the show. Anton promised he can take you to these places. You fell for it. And you're still thirsting to be on the show. What the hell is going on? Now, I don't know Anton and Mika's dynamic of how they converse on the show, how they go back and forth. I don't watch that dog shit. But the way this looks from the outside looking in, this does not look good, man. This does not look good. She looks like a groupie that's seen Anton, that has a level of visibility, that had money, that had some connections that could potentially get her on the show, that failed, and she's still crawling begging. This is bad, man.
Because everybody else was talking. So I wanted you guys to hear it from me. So that was my experience. That's all that really happened because it was a small time frame. So any other narrative is not what it was. This is exactly what happened. And so that's all I really have to say about it. Because that's all that happened. So you guys are going to get down in the comments and let me know what you think about that.
Now, that's what I think about that because I got absolutely nothing. I got absolutely nothing from that. I got that you were pissed off that he called you a bitch more than a side chick, and then you said you're nobody's side chick. You said not a single word about Anton Daniels. You said the best of luck to Corey Holcomb, and you still want to be on the show. That's all I got from that diatribe. I got no insider information. I knew that you flew from DC to Los Angeles because Anton's tricking, just hoping to get some.
Oh my God!
I don't know what's going on here. She denied being a side chick, but she didn't say a single word about Anton. Now, this is where shit gets extremely dusty, chat. We had another video here, but O'Shea dropped another video on top of that. So this is where we have to get into the absolute dust because Anton's dusting it up. I don't know what Anton thinks he's doing. He thinks that he's super nigga or something out here. Let's get into this, man. This is so bad.
O'Shea D. Jackson back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Usually for all that you do, subscribe to the bell. We're out.
If y'all think that ain't nothing going on with them.
Hold up, chat. Let me try something real quick because the chat's not coming back, and I want to see something. Y'all might see one of them loading circles in the screen for a second, but I gotta try something anyway. We going for it. All streams will be shut down. Is that what it says? Oh, hell no. We can't do that. That's not how it happened before. All right. So I'm just gonna have to give up on the chat then. All right, fuck it.
I don't know where you've been. It's definitely something going on, okay?
It's almost been a week and the Anton Daniels saga is still being talked about. Not necessarily the beef between Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels. I think enough people may have weighed in on that. But this situation in particular got everybody talking.
Remember I told you that. If you got a with you, explain the don't ask her to be on my show. Can she be on the show? I don't know that bitch. Now get your whole the fuck on and pay for your like you got to. Cake ass.
See, that's where he cooked. Wait, someone was being disrespectful of me in the chat? I missed all of that, man. Damn.
Can she be on the show? I don't know that bitch. Now get your whole the fuck on and pay for your like you got to. Cake ass.
Man said pay for the pussy like you got to. He doesn't know that. Okay, so this is the problem, chat. This is the problem. Anton Daniels flew this woman, one of his co-hosts, one of these women he's trying to impress, one of the women that he's basically proudly saying that, Corey Holcomb's a snitch. He outed him. Anyone bringing that type of people, anyone bringing any women around him, just be aware he's going to snitch on you. Anton's the type of person that he will see that type of shit and say nothing. See it and be like, that's none of my business. See somebody flagrantly cheating and call them out online when you're watching a video, but when you're in person, it's all something completely different. But that's Anton Daniels. He's telling you something completely fugazi. Now, he has no problem making this woman look like a side chick. She said she's no side chick to no man. She didn't utter his name at all. It's like, I don't know if she's trying to distance herself from him. I don't know if she feels embarrassed. But Anton's pretty much saying Corey's snitching. He did not deny that she's a side chick. He did not deny that she's his side chick.
Can she be on the show? I don't know that bitch. Now,
can she be on the show? It seems like Anton Daniels at the last minute thought he could bring her around, impress Corey with her somehow, some way, and then she would be on the show without asking. So he took her from DC to LA without any guarantees that she would be on the show, although she was under the impression she would be on the show. What kind of dusty ass bullshit is that? What kind of simping is that? What type of, man?
Get your whole the fuck on and pay for your like you got to. Cake ass. And go get you a bodyguard, because could be done slapped out your ass.
So this is the part where Anton Daniels has decided to leave the podcast and he's walking out. And Corey Holcomb is insinuating that he is there with another woman, a woman who is not his wife, a woman that Anton Daniels wanted to be on the podcast. And when I first heard this, when you guys were sending me this clip, I didn't know who it was, but allegedly it's a lady by the name of Mika. She is also known as Pop Culture Mika on Instagram. And from what I can gather, she is a Puerto Rican or Afro-Latina who is, absolutely really beautiful. And she has a podcast called The Red Cup. And she is, kind of under the same umbrella of a black conservative, kind of making America great again. But at the same time, she seems like she's kind of in the media. She, takes pictures with a lot of famous people. She's done, interviews. Seems like she's been like a rapper before, a podcaster before. So she's a person that's kind of like trying to break into the industry from what I can see. And she's now trying to break in the industry somehow underneath the guidance or mentorship of Anton Daniels. But this lady is very attractive. And so
now what she needed to do was see the Six the Goddess episode where Six the Goddess cooked the shit out of Anton Daniels. That's what she needed to see. And if she's seen that and she still went over there, then yikes.
The question is there more going on? To be honest, I didn't know about this. Like I said, I've talked to Anton before. I've talked to his wife. I do not know what kind of relationship that Anton Daniels has, what he's allowed to do or to not do.
Now, Anton Daniels, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, was speaking about his relationship like there was relationship turmoil. I don't know if he deleted the video, and if he didn't delete the video, then I probably still have that somewhere.
I've seen him do it.
Now, he spoke about this like he was acting like his relationship was down in the dumps, and then something happened, he turned it around, and then that shit just went away, like everything was good again. But that was about a year and a half ago. It seemed like his relation there was some sort of turmoil. I'm not sure. That's what he put out. I'm pretty sure. Who in the chat knows about that? I'm pretty sure somebody said something like that. Who is it? It's probably Lee. Lee knows everything out here. This is what I'm talking about. Remember about a year and a half when there was a rumor that Rita and Anton were going to get a divorce. Yeah, there was something about that. I remember hearing something about that. And then he made a video about it. And he was very... What's the word to use? He was, I don't know. Let's get back into this.
I've never talked to him about those things before privately. We've always talked about, just basically content creation and things like that. We've never gotten too personal on the phone. I've never talked to him about those things before privately. We've always talked about, just basically content creation and things like that. We've never gotten too personal on the phone about our personal lives. But other people are really digging into this. And there is another YouTuber out there by the name of LaKeisha Keisha. And she put out this video called Anton Daniels Exposed Sleeping with Mika. He is married. His wife is afraid of him. Woo! And then she starts to explain her case.
If you type in Anton Daniels and Mika, this is what comes up. If you guys look at this picture right here, where's his hand at? Can y'all see that? Let me go back to my screen. Okay, let me reshare it again. If you guys look at this one picture that I'm showing you right here, this was one of the pictures they sent me.
I was going to use ominous, but I didn't.
Look at where his hand is, right above her butt. This is inappropriate. Like, this is inappropriate. It is inappropriate for two reasons, actually.
So she even says if you go...
No, it's inappropriate for two reasons, because he's holding on to this woman. You could... Well, it's a Google search and you're seeing a bunch of pictures of them together. What the hell is going on? Hand right above the cheeks. But when you observe Anton and his pictures with his wife online, it's like, nigga, couldn't be further away. And then it's just like hands on the like, I don't know, man. I don't know what this guy's doing out here, man. This is just a terrible look for the Christian man.
On Google and you type in Mika, M-I-C-C-A, and Anton Daniels, Google search will bring up these particular photos of Anton and Mika. And of course, on a bird's eye view, the pictures don't look as bad. But
like, for him to be out here talking about he keeps a bad chick everywhere he goes, acting like he's out here clapping cheeks.
Who the clappers out?
Oh my God! The man that sits on his platform talking about black culture is so degenerate. All this shit in black culture, it's bad for the family structure with his conservative grift. And then he's doing this shit on the side. Like, nigga.
But when you really look at him, for example, this picture here, it is inappropriate. Now, I did blow this picture up to give AI a better image, but this is actually a picture. This doesn't look like a picture you would take with a man that is not your boyfriend or somebody you're sleeping with. This is a very...
Yeah, like, this is a very comfortable picture. Very, like, what is this?
Romantic style photo. This is not a photo a man that's married typically would take.
Unless he's married to this woman next to him. Like, what is this, bro?
And she's looking happy. She got both her arms, on his shoulder. He got his arms around her waist. And yeah, she's an attractive looking lady, right? Now, I did do some research on the Instagram to see, like, if this picture is still up. It is not up on her Instagram. She did remove this picture, maybe because people thought it was inappropriate. And again, this is not to say that something is going on with them.
God damn. Now, she removed the picture from the Instagram. You heard in her response to Corey Holcomb that she still wants to do the 5150 show, still thirsting it up for the 5150 show. And she didn't mention Anton Daniels not once. She seems like she's a little annoyed or pissed off with the comment because she said she's nobody's side chick, but didn't mention Anton Daniels' name. Anton is not denying any of these claims. He's calling Corey a snitch. What makes it makes it look like he's suspicious, looks like he's guilty. Why? What do you mean snitch? How is he snitching on you if there's nothing to snitch about and you're innocent of these things? What are you talking about, sir?
But then there is this picture of them together at a Lakers game, and she's excited to be there. And again, Anton's wife is not in the photo. But then
now, who's going to Lakers games with work associates of yours? You're flying out with her. You're in LA, or unless you're in Detroit. No, he may have been in Detroit for this.
Would continue.
I was told that this woman is married, and we know he is married.
She's married. She's married. She said she's no side chick to anybody, but she never mentioned that she was married.
What the hell was that?
Are you kidding me? I thought I seen a ring on her finger. This is the thing about these married folks, man. Married folks be cheating with other married folks, and it just be happening on the regular.
Oh my God.
I told folks this years ago. I'm like, this shit is just commonplace out here. Folks got to wake up. But hey, you'd be surprised one of these days, man.
Okay. Him putting his hand above her waist is so very inappropriate. Okay. If y'all think that ain't nothing going on with them, I don't know where you've been. It's definitely something going on. Okay.
So she says something is definitely going on because, number one, he is married and so is she. Woo! Now, I have no idea if the woman is married or not, if the woman is separated, if Anton is separated. I don't know, okay? I have no real idea about this. But
she had a ring on her finger. You can't see her hand right now, but you could see Anton doesn't wear his ring.
Would go on to make more points.
I'm not a jealous girlfriend, so if I'm in a relationship, I'm not jealous. But let me just make sure you understand. You ain't taking nobody out to no damn games, bro. It's just not happening. Like, why is your wife not there? Like, am I wrong? Like, that's not happening. I mean, and it is not to say that, you have to be a jealous person to say that, you don't want your significant other to go to a game with somebody else. I don't. You ain't. It just ain't happening. So this is him with her. Okay.
Yeah, that's normal.
Here's the deal.
That's not insecure or anything. That's normal guidelines and boundaries within a relationship. Why is your significant other going to a game with somebody of the opposite sex that he can very well be clapping on? Like, why would that be happening?
The girl cute. I mean, it ain't like, she ugly or nothing. That's another reason why you ain't going, okay? It's not happening. It is not a debate. So if you in a relationship, your man letting you go on these, excursions with a whole nother dude, that is not happening. This has nothing to do with jealousy. It has strictly to do with I don't play those type of games.
Now she's saying, look, Mika's an attractive lady. What woman or man allows their wife to go out with somebody that's attractive as her? Like, would he allow his wife to do the same thing? I'm not sure, okay? But this was the commentary that she gave. Now, I went back over to listen to what Anton Daniels said about Corey Holcomb, basically saying that he's with his side chick, all right? Now, Anton said, listen, if I'm with my side chick, why would I put her on the podcast, right? He didn't mention that.
That's a dumbass deflection from the point. If she's my side chick, why would I put her on the podcast? I don't know, maybe because my dumbass is hiding out in the open. The fuck? One of the oldest fucking moves in the book. Hiding out in the open, like nothing's happening, acting like it's innocent. Oh, that's just your friend. While meanwhile you're.
Oh my God.
Lee, shout out to Lee with the $5 super chat.
I'm getting rich.
Lee says, I think Molly is married, not Mika, but people are saying that he is messing with both. Anton has two personalities, one on X, white MAGA, and black YouTube for the money. Listen, man, he seems like he's on this conservative grift, kiss the white man's ass, disrespect black folks, call the culture degenerate while doing things akin to the things that he calls degenerate. He does things that, like, He will market to black folks while disrespecting black folks, while propagating the same activities and the same rhetoric that he says is degenerate. It makes no sense. Complete hypocritical.
But then again, he started mentioning other things that kind of didn't match up with that argument.
You don't mention what nobody else got going on with their family. Under no circumstances do you, if I beef with anybody, if I have a disagreement with somebody, I never, ever, under no circumstances, say some shit about that. Don't even, I could see it with my own eyes, man. I don't know what the they got going on over there. That ain't my business. It ain't my business. I don't know nothing about what you got going on in your life.
So now he's saying, you don't mention what somebody else has going on. You know, like, you don't put that information out there. Okay? This is what he's saying.
No, you can't be that. That's hypocritical. That's hypocritical.
All right? Then he says this.
And yes, I did have Mika with me, and she was looking gorgeous.
Mika looks good.
No, you can't be that. That's hypocritical. That's hypocritical.
He says this.
And yes, I did have Mika with me, and she was looking gorgeous.
Mika looks good.
Damn.
That's, again, like I said, he's a married man. I saw a post he put up and took down about Anton Daniels. He called Mika his baby. I did see that post. I didn't screen.
He called Mika his... Okay, this guy is just disrespectful. This is just disrespecting Rita on another level. Who does this nigga think he is? He thinks he's Jaslene or something? He wants to be Jaslene. He wants to be Jada Pinkett Smith, Jaslene, or one of these embarrassing motherfuckers. Why, sir? What are you doing? You're disrespecting. You're embarrassing your woman. When you go home, she's probably just like,
Don't fucking touch me!
Like, after all this shit, this embarrassment, bro, calling another woman your baby, parading her around, talking about how fine she looks, in a hotel across the country. Detroit's a far fucking way from LA. Detroit's a far fucking way. So if your wife's back with your child, taking care of the household, you're out in LA in a hotel, flying this woman out from DC, potentially.
Oh my God.
And then you're just chest out parading it, talking about, oh, when you see that, you ain't gonna snitch, but you comment on everybody's life on the internet and tear it apart. But if it's in person, oh, you ain't gonna see it, you're not gonna snitch, you're not gonna say all that stuff, all this holier than thou. You went on Fresh and Fit, professed to be the next coming of Jesus Christ. You said you were perfect, damn near, in a strong, faithful relationship for 25 years, and all the bullshit you said. The fuck is going on with this?
I didn't see a need to do it. But then he also talks about this.
Hey, anybody that got that...
Hey.
Oh!
You were in a hot dog suit, nigga. We remember. Hey.
Oh!
We still got the hot dog suit, nigga. We still got the hot dog suit video, nigga. We have not forgot when you were dusting it up, doing everything for attention before you got a bag, before the bag chaser grift, before the coarse grift, before all the conservative grift, before the white meat hugging grift.
Oh!
You were in a hot dog suit, sir. Zesting it up in a hot dog suit, thirsty for attention. We have not forgot. We have not forgot.
Friends with Corey, anybody that hang around that, hey man, don't do nothing, don't say nothing out of pocket. Is a snitch. Is a ho.
Nah, I had to put that disclaimer here before he went off on Corey calling him a snitch and a ho. This guy's a hypocrite, bro. You're supposed to be the image of one woman. This is how you're properly supposed to do it by the Bible. You took her virginity. You had a kid with her. You married her. She was your high school sweetheart. You're doing everything by the book, Mr. Christian. And now you're talking about black degeneracy, and now you're just parading around with side chicks. All right, buddy. Calling folks snitches for calling you out. Like, bro, how about you explain the bitch, bro? How about you explain the bitch?
You're a victim.
A hoe, he is snitch in every facet of the word. Around that.
I didn't see a need to do it. But then he also talks about this.
Hey, anybody that's friends with Corey, anybody that hang around that, hey man, don't do nothing, don't say nothing out of pocket. Is a snitch. Is a hoe. He a hoe, he a snitch, and every facet of the word. Is a snitch, he a hoe, and that will backdoor you.
He says anybody is a friends with Corey, he is a snitch, don't trust him. Okay, so why would a person say that? You would only say that if you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. And instead of saying, well, I shouldn't be involved in that behavior, that person is a snitch, don't deal with him. Because that person will tell on whatever you're doing. All right? But then when you're talking about snitching, you come back and you say this.
5 hoes over there. Why I care about what is saying? I always got a bad chick with me. 100% of the time. I don't go out of town unless I got a bad chick with me.
What?
5 hoes over there. Why I care about what is saying? I always got a bad chick with me. 100% of the time. I don't go out of town unless I got a bad chick with me.
Anton, does your wife know you're gay?
Only when I'm rocking with you, baby girl.
So she knows you're gay.
Hashtag buttercup, baby.
Now, Anton, money can't unlame a lame. You're doing this weird, corny ass shit where you're trying to posture. You think you're that nigga. You think you're that nigga. You think you graduated to like an Andrew Tate type character. You forgot that Andrew Tate has regressed and now he's bottom G, a zesty fish. Like, you niggas in the red pill, y'all going outside. I don't know what year y'all thought this was. I don't know why you think this is cool, my nigga. You in your 40s. Trying to fight a 57-year-old man and getting bitched. Got bitched by a 57-year-old man, sir. I forgot this nigga's 57. The fuck?
He don't know that. He don't know that I do what the I want to do when I want to do it.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
And so the thought he had one up.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the you think you is?
He says, I got 5 hoes over there.
5 hoes?
I'm always out with a bad chick. He don't know what I got it on. I can do whatever I want. So he thought he had one up. Woo! So I gotta talk about this because this is the problem that I would have. Number one, Anton Daniels, he could have whatever situation going on.
Nah, Anton, that he got pissed off at all the one giant jokes we used to make. We used to cook this nigga talking about one giant. He wanted to be a nigga so badly. He wanted to be that nigga fucking all the women so badly, faking all these damn stories when he was with his wife since his high school years. He wanted to be one of those guys. He wanted to be like a Myron Gaines, a fresh 1,000 bodies, like these fraudulent motherfuckers. He wanted to be them.
He said he got 5 hoes over there. He talks about the fact that Corey Holcomb don't know what he got going on. And so if anybody is snitching right now, I mean, obviously, it's you. I mean, you telling everybody.
Oh, hold on, I'm gonna let this play.
He could have whatever situation going on. He said he got 5 hoes over there. He talks about the fact that Corey Holcomb don't know what he got going on. And so if anybody is snitching right now, I mean, obviously, it's you. I mean, you telling everybody else that, you know, you can do whatever you want. So that means you can have whatever kind of woman you want and your wife is okay with it. And that's fine. So if you want to live that lifestyle, it's okay. Here's the problem that Anton's going to face.
You know, what we do in our community, and we don't have any real heroes for the culture, right? And I'm not saying that.
Oh, God. So we got to listen to 2 dusty ass. I don't even want to use the word that keeps getting my shit demonetized. Y'all know what they are, man. Y'all could put the emojis in the chat if they're available. Y'all know what these motherfuckers are. You got Whitlock, the biggest one of them all. Pause. I can't believe I can't say that word without getting demonetized now. What the hell is going on?
Because my hero is Jesus, right? So I look at it from a completely different lens. Regardless of where I am in my journey, the person that I pedestalize, and the word is the word. It doesn't change. It has never changed. So I have a blueprint for what I think success should look like.
Anton, as a black conservative, is saying he loves the Lord. He loves God. He loves Jesus. Jesus is his motto. All right, so we...
Now.
No, you ain't.
You looking up to some different motherfuckers now. You changed, nigga. What happened to you?
I want to put that to the test. Is Jesus the motto of Anton Daniels? Well, then firstly, we got to look into C, because since he can do whatever the hell he feels like doing, we got to look at what the Bible clearly says about adultery and fornication, okay? Now, for those of you who don't know the difference between adultery and fornication, basically fornication is sexual activity between people who are not married to each other, okay? Sexual sin between unmarried people. Adultery, sexual sin involving a married person. So if Anton Daniels is living whatever lifestyle he wants, you know, he's admitting it, what you're saying is, I'm a person knowingly committing, number one, adultery as a married person, it's sexual sin. Then you're also fornicating, and then it's likely to believe that if you're dealing with women who are not married, it is sexual sin between unmarried people. So you're a person that's an adulterer, and then you're also fornicating with a person that's unmarried, meaning that you're killing two birds with one stone. So then what does the Bible say about a person like Anton, who knowingly says he loves God? Adultery, Exodus 20:14, you shall not commit adultery. It is actually one of the 10 commandments. Leviticus 20:10, if a man commits adultery with another man's wife, both the adulterer and the adulteress shall be surely put to death. I mean, you follow Jesus, so then you would also follow the Old Testament, okay? Proverbs 6:32, he who commits adultery lacks sense. He who does it destroys himself. This is Proverbs 6:32. Matthew 5:27-28. You have heard that it was said, you shall not commit adultery. This is what Jesus is saying, a person says he follows. But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lustful intent has already committed adultery with her in his heart. So when you...
Wait a minute, sir. So even if I just thought about the...
Oh my God!
It's the same as clapping the actual cheeks?
Person says he follows. But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lustful intent has already committed adultery with her in his heart. So when you call this lady that she's looking good, she's looking beautiful, and you're a married man, even if you are not sleeping with her, you are committing adultery. There are many other scriptures that I could talk about, but clearly that would be an overkill. And I really don't want to do that. But I want to talk about the fact that Anton Daniels, he is putting out to the world that he's a black conservative. He's a Christian. He loves Jesus. And it's interesting because this is also the same persona that Pop Culture Mika is trying to do, which to me, it looks like it's a grift, okay?
It's been a grift. It's been a grift. Shout out to O'Shea. It's been a grift, man. These motherfuckers.
Hey, she's having all these black Republicans and black conservatives that are doing whatever they want to do. She's at the Black Conservative Federation Legacy of Freedom Ball. So these people are putting themselves out there as if they don't do the same things that Democrats are doing, and they're doing all of the same thing.
Yep.
I mean, they're just as hood. I mean, they're just as ghetto. They're basically dealing in the same.
Yeah, Anton tried to act like he was tough. Oh, we could take it out back. Talking all that shit. Then you got your side chick and you didn't explain her at all. Then you get online talking about you have bad chicks everywhere you go while you're married. Supposed to be a son of Christ. You're supposed to be a Bible toter. You're supposed to be a representation of that. You said you are the closest thing to Jesus Christ. Being a married man of 20 some odd years. And this is what, a little bit of clout, huh?
Debauchery, and they're just grifting the right. So basically you're grifting the white conservative movement or the black conservative economy but you're still living like Pookies and Ray Rays from the black community, and then you think that can't nobody see this shit when we all see it. And that
this nigga's supposed to be the nerd. He's supposed to be the buttoned up person that handles everything with the correct decorum. He's not supposed to be turning up. Remember when he got absolutely bitched by that old white man in that deli? It was either a deli or a bakery. Nonetheless, same result. The nigga got bitched. He's talking about, oh, we don't need to conduct ourselves like that. As black men in America, we don't need to do X, Y, and Z. Make him look like the goofy. Meanwhile, the 4'6" white dude bitched him out of his fucking position. He walked out of there like a whole bitch, tail tucked, but he wants to bark up on Corey Holcomb when it's on air talking about, oh, I'm not no bitch. We can take it out back. Looking like every nigga in every situation that you criticize for being a degenerate Dusty. Looking exactly the same, huh? Funny.
That's the whole point that I have a problem with somebody like Anton. The thing is this, if this is how you're living, okay, yeah, you're being honest about it to a certain degree. But then to the majority of your non-black audience who may or may not know that, the thing is you're acting as if you are Christian and you're striving to be better. But you're continuing to do a whole bunch of other stuff. You're going city to city, showing up with bad chicks and all of that. But then you're talking about Corey Holcomb is fake for telling on you. And you're talking about these other guys are fake. He's a snitch and real N-words don't do that. I thought real N-words don't behave in the same stuff that you're doing. Woo! That's what I thought.
I thought he wasn't striving to be a real N-word because that's degenerate black culture. I thought he was striving to be a real man, a son of Christ. A representation for young black children and black kids to look up to. What happened to all that?
Again, you criticize and say there are no leaders in the black community. You come and say there are no heroes. Anton Daniels got the opportunity to be a hero, but he's also falling short like the same people that you criticize, because if you give a guy enough clout, you give a guy enough opportunity to be famous and have, some choices that he got to make, then all of a sudden he's not standing, 10 toes down with what he's preaching out here. And so now people can see it. Now Corey Holcomb is the problem. You wouldn't have to worry about it being a problem if you lived in the way that you do. Let me give you an example. There's a brother that came to see me about 2 years ago. Go Black to Africa, okay? I want to give him a shout out. He's a married man. And he's also put that out there on his channel. And Uganda got some very, very, very beautiful ladies, okay? And when I was out here and he was out here, listen, it's a lot of beautiful ladies out in Africa. This man was just like the way he presented himself online. This guy is just like that. You know what I'm saying? He's committed to his wife. He wasn't asking where the club at. He wasn't asking he stayed right there in that apartment. He was doing his work by himself. He was calling his wife every night, because what he lives and what he preaches on here is important. And it's okay to live a lifestyle that you want to put out there for the world, but you can't mix Jesus in it, okay? You cannot mix the word of God in that. You're talking about the word of God is the word. Well, then what will God say about how you're living your life currently? What would the Lord say about that since you love the Lord? And you know that God would not approve of the things you're talking about. So why do you even mention that? Why do you even represent him in that way and representing the faith as a married man? And you build your whole persona on this. You build your whole talking points on this.
Facts.
You build it as a part of your credibility, but you're moving around like an athlete would.
That was his whole credibility. His whole credibility was tied to being a faithful married man who wasn't pushing that same rhetoric that you hear in the red pill space, like men could cheat as long as their value's high enough and women can't because men and women's loyalty aren't the same. All that bullshit you see in the red pill, he wasn't a part of that, or a part of that talking point specifically. He was more of a representation of the family man, the wholesome married family man who's only been with that one woman, who has a child, who's a representation of somebody that has hired a lot of people in this community, black folks in this community. Then he turned into the complete biggest sellout, caped for pearl, and then the conservative grift went into 100% grifting mode, sold out his community completely, turned into this degenerate cheek clapper, pause, and it's like, what is this, sir? Where's the old image?
Moving around like you don't respect what you have built your whole reputation on, and then all of a sudden it's somebody else's fault when they catch you up in that. And again, it's something that you just can't really respect.
Yeah, you can't respect it. Unaccountable behavior. You are not who you represent to be. Corey Holcomb pulls your card, and now Corey Holcomb's a snitch when you are living a fraudulent life.
What you have built your whole reputation on, and then all of a sudden it's somebody else's fault when they catch you up in that. And again, it's something that you just can't really respect. I'm just being honest. It's like, not that I have a particular issue with that, but it's not matching up to the people he criticizing. The reality is this: he's no different than who he's talking about. Anton Daniels is in the same class of the same people that you talk about every day. The only difference is his work ethic and his concentration is more astute. That's all it is. The same pookie behaviors is the same shit. He not no different.
And this is the thing. You're giving him credit for the work ethic and everything, yes. But this is the thing about Anton. Anton is a grifter, a white male ass kisser, the same way Corey Holcomb says. That's what he does. And then the only time he'll criticize a white individual, it'll have to be prefaced as a liberal. So it was some white liberal woman that he'll try to criticize. He'll throw black people and black culture under the bus. Even when black people are standing up for something that is right, he'll be like, nope, find the most trash panda, that's what we call it, trash panda, perspective, selling out his community, grifting for a conservative base, while being everything that he hates. A representation of everything he hates, at least.
No more different than the people we talk about every day. The only thing that's more different with him is he's more business savvy. He's more of a harder worker.
Nah, see, I'm not giving him that. I wouldn't say he's more business savvy and he's more of a hard worker. He's more of a sellout. It's not that he works so hard. He has employees underneath him that facilitate a lot of the work. When you set up a business with a smart business strategy, then the work does itself and you plug yourself in where you need to work. When you're somebody that doesn't have all the employees and you're doing all the work yourself, you end up doing a lot more work, but you don't have the same turnover. So people don't see as much work out there, but the work that you're doing yourself and how hard you're working is a lot different. So Anton's grifted a while. He's done a lot of fuckery, a lot of fraudulent shit, as in faking an image and his courses and all his bullshit. Grifted his way up, hired a bunch of people, sold out his community because he has a bunch of people on the same grift. He has a bunch of people he always talk about he employs nothing but black people in the black community. He has black faces in the black community singing conservative, racist, white messages, kissing their ass, pandering to them with a black face on it, so they feel, they feel justified. Yeah, this black guy, one of Anton's fucking pathetic pussies, is saying the same thing. So, hey, these white people, the racist whites feel emboldened. They feel empowered that these guys agree with them. So that's what he's done. So he's grifting and he's selling out. He's getting a level of success doing it. And then he thinks that he is above everybody else or he's doing something special. If everybody wanted to sell out the same way he sold out, they could run up the views too. But what would that do to the community? Have a bunch of black men destroying our community, selling out our community, standing on nothing.
Everything else is the same. You give a Negro some money, they gonna stunt, they gonna flash, they gonna be having all these bad chicks when they get new money. He doing the same thing. The only difference is he's coupling Jesus with it as if somebody don't see that he's clearly living a lie. And I don't care what you say. If you coming out here and saying your situation is like that your wife accepted, they ain't the problem. The problem is God don't accept it. If your wife accepts whatever you are doing, the word of God don't accept it. That's the problem. And then you know the word of God don't accept it because your wife accepting is one thing, but Jesus Christ could never accept that. The word of God could never accept it. That behavior, according to you, is punishable by death in the word of God. And again, I understand being a content creator. I understand, having it your way. I get it, but don't in here talking about you striving to be a Christian when we know that you're not striving to be no damn Christian.
He isn't striving to be a Christian. He basically ratted on himself. Corey Holcomb said, explain the bitch, bruh. He said, explain the bitch. You bring in some woman and you're trying to get her on the show? Get the fuck out of here and pay for your pussy. That's what he said. He doesn't know the details and the inner workings of your relationship. She's been on the air. You've been hiding her out in the open. You could have explained her any which way you wanted to. But you went with, oh, I got bad women, bad chicks everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, everywhere I travel, I bring bad chicks. That's you. You didn't deny anything. She said she's not a side chick to nobody. She didn't utter your name. But you haven't denied anything. You've made yourself look a lot more guilty by saying, oh, he's a snitch. He's doing X, Y, and Z. Bro ratted on himself. And why did he rat on himself? Because he's posturing for this red pill grift, this red pill conservative grift. These dudes that think they can have multiple women, exercise their options while disrespecting their wife, and then complaining about women like Jada Pinkett Smith, complaining about the Jocelyn Sings of the world, complaining about who else got cucked?
Come on, man.
Adam 22's wife. Yeah, you guys can't complain about these women on one end and then talk about exercising your options and booty clapping it up on the other end. Like, it's just a bunch of hypocrisy. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of cheating is bad when it's done to me, but it's good when I'm doing it to you. Like, what are we doing out here? This nigga spoke on it and he tried to throw women under the bus and said specifically women do this shit. This is just pathetic. Shout out to Hans Franco with the $2 super chat.
I'm getting rich.
Hans Franco says Anton been exposed a lot and people keep falling. Yep. He's been exposed for years. We've been calling this guy out, exposing him right, left, and center for so long, but people don't want to hear it. You got these corny, dusty ass niggas in the chat helping the chat with chat volume. You're here helping the video with max retention, helping the video with max chat volume. This just works for us in the algorithm. So as much as you're trying to say niggas is hating, you're trying to work against it, you're helping us, bruh.
You are miserable.
You're helping us. All right? The message you hate, you're helping. Don't you feel stupid. God damn.
Oh!
Shout out to A-Lady747 with the $5 super chat.
I'm getting rich.
A-Lady747 says, I'm sorry AD and his panel looks so broke, ghetto, and unsuccessful. No role models. Anyway, did O'Shea Duke Jackson find Jesus? Who this? Shout out to A-Lady747 with the $5 super chat.
Woo! So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it.
He had a video prior to
Making
this.
a follow-up video. Again, this is what you guys share with me about.
Hold on.
Exposes. They do one. I'm going to tell you right now to your face. That is what gay men do. When you go on these live streams, pick one. Pick any of the live streams where the gay men stream. Do you know what they do? Gay men and women do exposes. They do, oh, I caught you with a girl.
Just like a woman.
Now, this is why you know this is one of Anton's minions. Women behavior. Anton's describing this as women and gays behavior. He's trying to say only the gays, the zesties, and the women do this. Now, what is this? What would Kevin Samuels call this? He would call this sign language. He would call this shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. But you got to throw a deflection in here too, because that's what this really is. That's the primary act of what he's trying to do right now. It's a deflect. He's to deflect. Oh, if you're exposing him for being a flagrant hypocrite, parading around women, disrespecting his wife, then you're a zesty. You're
just like a woman.
You're just like a woman. Only women do that. He's trying to shame folks out of the position. Oh, only zesties and women do that. It's like, sir, you got caught. You speak on everybody's life. You have thousands of videos cooking other people for their inadequacies. What the hell am I trying to say? Inadequacies? There we go. trying to shame people for their inadequacies, their degenerate behaviors. Like, come on, man.
Oh, I caught you with this. I caught you with that.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of
the man's here calling it a gay show, and he just decided that he wants to
slide right in
when it's a gay show. Like, why are you here, sir? Type of zest is this?
Stick together.
Pause.
So, Liberty John. Guys, I want to talk about this video in which so many of you guys share with me about Corey Holcomb exposing Anton Daniels for cheating on his wife. And, you know, many of you guys criticize me. I was getting this clip or this video from a whole bunch of people. Corey says that Anton tried to bring some lady on the show.
Now, chat, hit the like button, chat. Let's get these likes up. There's also a video I wanted to react to with the flagrant hypocrisy. Wait, what? No, he didn't, bro. What the fuck? Yo, this guy is spreading some fugazi shit. He's trying to turn O'Shea Duke Jackson into Floyd NYC the Future or one of those degenerate passport bros. Yo, if you don't get this guy the fuck out of the chat, don't be spreading falsehoods, bro.
Apparently, this is a lady who is signed to his podcast network. Anton said it was a lady by the name of Mika who was on the show all the time. Again, let me just say this real quick. Number one, first of all, I was not there. I don't know who was there and who was not, okay? So if I'm wrong about that, cool. I've seen right here clips. He's been traveling with Mika and a few other women on his podcast. This is nothing new. This is not sneaking around. If he wanted.
Now, this is the problem. Anton was on Fresh and Fit. This is why these people are so bad for our industry. Because if you're gonna do collabs with women, as a man in this business, you're going to need to do collabs. You're gonna need to reach out to folks. You need to have phone conversations, text messages, emails, and all these things. But that goes against the traditional structure of your relationship and the respect and boundaries most folks have in their relationships, because that's not normal activities. Now, what Anton does is he went on Fresh and Fit and spoke about this is what it is when you're a content creator. This is the things that are not normal for normal people, but as a content creator, your wife, your woman, they have to deal with this type of shit. And there's a level of trust that goes into it. But Anton's out here parading women with multiple women acting like, yeah, this is just the business, but you're basically using the act of hiding out in the open. Oh, this is business, but then, oh yeah, I'm everywhere with beautiful women. Oh, they look so beautiful. You're booking their hotels. You're flying them X, Y, and Z. Nobody knows what goes on when y'all are behind closed doors or y'all by yourselves. Not on air. Nobody knows. So this sets a bad precedent for anybody, because you were the Mr. Bible-toting, one-gine, married to the same woman from high school sweetheart. So if you're doing that, dusting it up, trying to chase cheeks, what precedent did that set for anybody else? Anybody that comes under your wing, at least. Your dusty wing in your sector. It's just bad, man. Huh? Wait, what happened? Someone took down the videos.
To display her on the podcast. He's explained it. Let's go back here. I'm making a follow-up video. Again, this is what I'm responding to what was put out there and all of that. I don't care. I don't have any dog in the fight. If he has a podcast network, some of you guys are saying that Anton Daniels promotes women on this podcast. He talks about this and all of that. Let me just say this. If I'm wrong about this, again, I could not prove it. All I was saying is that if that's true, then it's bad, right? But
now this is the video that he put, O'Shea put out before Anton put out that following stream where he was talking all that, you know, he runs around with women, he does X, Y, and Z. This is before Mika spoke out about the situation. This is prior to a lot of the new information that came out. But he was speculating at this point, and it goes into how you maneuver as a man that's in a relationship or that is married. You don't go around parading other women. You don't go around doing this.
Here is what happens, though, okay? Let me just tell you what happened. Number one, if you are Anton Daniels or anybody on the right. And again, I gotta talk about this because you guys gotta understand what image means. Me and Anton Daniels are not really close or don't talk anymore or anything like that, okay? I do review his videos and he makes points here and there, whatever. But here's the framework that we gotta talk about. If Anton Daniels showed up to Corey Holcomb's podcast with a lady by the name of Mika and wanted to get Mika on Corey Holcomb's show, if that's his explanation, and Corey Holcomb and him, and we hear that, listen, take your B out of here with the chick that you paid with, okay, and you leave the podcast, and that clip goes out there, and then Anton comes up and tries to justify it later. Number one is Corey Holcomb's word against Anton, okay? Number two, if you are a married man over 20 years, and I'm a guy that's single, but I'm gonna put it out there in the framework that Anton presents himself. As a married man, as a person that's an outlier to the black community, as a person that's a conservative, as a person that does things within certain frameworks. If you're traveling with women that is not your wife, if you're showing up to podcasts to people that is not your wife, and then you go to a podcast and it don't work out, and this comes out from a person that you're in a heated argument with, then you to come out and blame O'Shea for spreading bad information is incorrect. You want to know why it's incorrect? Because a lot of YouTubers do stuff like this. A lot of podcasters do stuff like this. They bring their chicks to the side or whatever. If him and his wife have an agreement, it's okay. The fact that it got out, though, on Corey Holcomb's podcast, it would be different if Anton wasn't as critical on the black community and kind of putting himself out there as a guy who was a little bit, I would say, that doesn't make the mistakes that other people do. Now, he can come back and...
That's that part right there. It's that part right there. He acts like he's holier than thou and he doesn't make the mistakes that other people do. And then he's out here hiding out in the open with a bevy of different women, according to himself. You want to blame Corey? You want to blame... You did that, nigga. You're the one that said it.
I've seen him do it.
Nobody else put that on you. You're the one that says you have bad chicks everywhere you go. That's you, nigga. While married.
And say, well, where did I say that? Well, I never said that I was perfect. The insinuation is I don't make excuses for anything.
Yep.
I do X, Y, and Z. I'm able to grow. I'm able to... Okay, so then if you bring somebody to the podcast that Corey Holcomb did not know and tried to get her on the show, and Corey Holcomb says that that's a side chick of yours, and you come out and defend it later, well, then you gotta know that your mystique that you have put out there to the world is you're a conservative, you're a Christian, you are married. That's your persona you put out there. That's what you live by. If you have other women that you're working with or traveling with for quote-unquote business, fine. But remember, you are leading with, I am a father, I am a married man, I am X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, and your image means something. You got to protect your image. So if you're running around parading women, if we seen his wife flying from city to city with a different dude every time, how disgusting would that look and reflect on him? That would look awful. Look like your wife's just getting her cheeks clapped by random dudes from city to city, because without any, oh yeah, we're doing business, without any excuses or any type of explanation, people make assumptions, and what it looks like is important. Optics matter. Since when have optics gone out the window? Now we're not concerned with optics. You think you could just backwards explain the fuckery, and people are supposed to buy it when it completely looks like something else.
The moment that information comes out to the public via an argument that largely, let me just be honest, could have went either way. Anton had an opportunity to walk away from it earlier. Corey had an opportunity to walk away from it earlier. They didn't do that. Neither one, okay? He said that Corey Holcomb was a Neanderthal. That's what he said. So if you did not want this level of information, the only people that were there were Corey, was Anton and other people, okay? That's what we can see. We don't know who he brought in, but the fact that it gets out there.
Hold up, chat. You said perception is reality, right? And the reality is these views and the likes are not matching in the slightest. It will give somebody the perception that this video is a 2-pack of ass and y'all are not getting what y'all signed up for. So let's make sure that the thighs match the ass, as Lucky would like to say. And let these views and the likes look like they're equal, chat. Let's get these likes up. Because right now, the thighs ain't matching the ass. It looks like a BBL. It's uneven, bruh. We got to get these likes up.
And now people are talking about it. People are saying that you might be having somebody on the side or you have an arrangement. It doesn't look good. It don't look good. I don't care how you slice it. And the reason why it don't look good is because he is so critical of everything else. That's why. If you are not so critical of everything in the black world, everything in the black community, you know, like I said, he doesn't really hold Caucasian conservatives accountable. I'm a registered Republican. But if everything you're criticizing,
this, I know this has been bothering O'Shea because O'Shea called out Anton a bunch of times when it comes to not holding white folks accountable at all and pandering. I know O'Shea's witnessed it and watched it, and he's like, nah, man, we got to get this guy the fuck out of here.
Sizing is black or white liberals, which is easy to do. Then you got to kind of understand that you create this vacuum, you create this house that you can't live in. So when you say you're a Christian, when you say you're an American, when you say you're a father, when you say you're this and that, but you're pulling up to shows with somebody you say is your female YouTuber you had on other podcasts, and we can't see it or people can't prove it, and then somebody you're getting an argument with says take your side view away from there, okay, that's a problem. It's a problem because you're getting into an argument with a guy and he's pointing that out. As you leaving, you're not coming back to confront that information, in which it probably wasn't nothing. But it looks bad. That's the situation.
As entertainers, as regular motherfucking folks, everybody, you don't have to be an entertainer. In this day and age, the social media era, optics are important. If it looks like something to somebody, it's gonna be that something to that somebody. They're making that assumption, whether it's true or it's not. If it looks a way, it is that way. People aren't gonna just play the mental gymnastics game and try to deceive themselves and be like, well, maybe it was something else, give you all sorts of benefit of the doubt when it clearly looks egregious. They're gonna go with it is what it looks like.
Looks bad. And he might not have been doing anything. But the problem is that you go on the Corey Holcomb show, you guys get into it, you didn't stop and leave the show. Once the show started getting hot, you didn't do that. Neither one of you did that. You guys came back and fell out again, almost fought and everything else. So, and if you are going out and if you are hanging out with chicks and then again, I gotta talk about this, guys. If your value setting is the black community don't have married people, we used to be married, we used to be Republican, and okay, showing up to a podcast with somebody that's not your wife doesn't look very Republican to me. It doesn't look very conservative. No matter how you slice it, it doesn't look very Christian to me.
I don't see any of these other conservative grifters showing up to multiple podcasts, live streams, interviews, talking about going city to city with bad chicks that is not your wife. I have not heard that once in the conservative grifters realm or lane or any of them. Not even the grifters, the real conservative commentators. I have not heard that from nobody. Anton's just dying to be something that he's not. It reminds me of academics who's always hating on the rappers and their lifestyle, and then he tries to pretty much mimic their lifestyle. He tries to be one of the people that he criticizes. Couldn't even take himself seriously. When he became a rapper, he became, Lil Ack, a parody rapper because he couldn't take himself seriously as a rapper. It's pretty bad, man. That's what Anton reminds me of. Just somebody that is just posturing to be something that he's not. A complete fraud.
What looks very conservative and very Christian to me is when you are hanging out in another place with your wife and your wife is with you. That looks very conservative and Christian to me.
Yep.
And the reason why is because that's what he built his platform on.
Yep.
He built his platform as a father, as a businessman. So when that information comes out that's different, y'all looking at me like I'm in the wrong. I'm not in the wrong.
No, he built his platform off of being a father, a husband, a devoted, committed, ambitious man who worked in corporate America, worked his way up the ladder, had a restaurant business, had all sorts of businesses, X, Y, and Z. Professional, wholesome family man. That's what he projected initially. But as he's made video after video and he's been in this industry and he's been maneuvering through the various moments of exposure, The real him shines through. He's a complete fraud.
I didn't go to the podcast. I didn't have a dust up. I didn't have a fight almost with nobody. I didn't do that. So if it was this lady's so-called Mika, I don't watch Anton Daniels anymore or hardly at all. So that's not my issue. Again, I don't dislike Anton. I don't dislike Corey. But again, people like Corey, me, we are bona fide tricks or whatever. So like, we don't mind, doing whatever we doing, spinning or whatever. So let's say, for example, if Corey Holcomb pull up to the podcast with somebody else, okay, that's okay. But if you are him, and he's talked about it on Fresh and Fit, he's talked to chicks in the DMs before on Instagram. Like, he's done that.
Yep.
So he makes it himself out. He put himself out there in that regard.
Thank you, because everything that is out there in that regard, it's due to Anton Daniels himself. Nobody's paying attention to his life like that and the way he maneuvers. No one's paying attention to his relationship and the relationship dynamic and the way he maneuvers. He's done everything himself. He said it on Fresh and Fit. He said it on his own platform. He said it following the Corey Holcomb's thing. He's making more storylines himself. Mika went there and denied being a side chick. She didn't mention his name not once. But he gets on his platform and starts pouring more fuel on the fire, calling Corey Holcomb a snitch. Trying to fuel the storyline.
So again, guys gotta be honest. Oh, you defaming him. How am I defaming him? I'm not defaming the guy. Even after my criticism video on Anton Daniels 3 months ago, when I finally said I disagree with him publicly, I have made several videos giving certain levels of praise to Anton Daniels as far as, how hard he's worked, when he takes down other people, things I agree with in that regard. I've done that before, Yeah, me and Anton Daniels, I don't talk to Anton Daniels anymore. But again, I'm dealing with a subject here. If I come out here and say I'm all about X, Y, and Z, and you see me operating in the opposite fashion, even if I'm not doing it, and if you catch me doing it, it looks suspicious. You can't get away from that. It looks suspicious. It looks bad. I don't know why guys have an issue with that. Fundamentally, why is that an issue? Oh, he was with Mika. We don't know. Nobody was there. And the reason why we don't know that she was there, even if he tries to explain that she was there, it doesn't matter because now you're on the defensive because we heard that you was there with somebody else from Corey Holcomb. Now, it is true that he was trying to get her on the show. Could be a business deal. I'm trying to tell you, but
well, that's atrocious business. That's awful business. You fly out a woman from DC to LA. You bring her to the show. She's not your wife. You're not with your wife. You didn't get any confirmation from Corey Holcomb that she would be allowed to be on the show. So she has to sit in the stands salty. What did you bring her there for? Was it just a ploy? Was it just, oh yeah, I'm bringing her here for the show, knowing that you couldn't get her on the show? So it was just an excuse to look like a business meeting. Meanwhile, you're in one of these LA hotel rooms with your alleged business partner. Who knows? It's just when you leave it open to interpretation and your place is with another woman that's not your wife, and people get on the internet and speculate, you're a public figure. What the hell do you think? You're putting it out there for them like this. You're driving these storylines purposely for the clout. You can't be surprised.
Just as an optic, it doesn't look good. Because again, that is framework that somebody in the black community who's not loyal to their wife, who's not loyal to all of that. And when it comes out from somebody else, that's the issue. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson for these videos. If y'all have not seen this video yet, y'all can rewind all the way back to the beginning. You know, I cut this off a little too much when I reacted to it the first time. Let me play this through for people that just got here. Hit the like button,
now,
chat.
Of course, let's go ahead and get into it. But before we start the show, I want to go ahead and address the whole Corey Holcomb situation. All right, the whole Corey Holcomb incident. Now, 2 weeks ago, I was told that I was going to go on the 5150 show.
Now, 2 weeks ago, she was told. She wasn't told from Corey Holcomb. She was told by Anton Daniels. Sold a dream. Now I'm going to let this play.
And I was excited. All right? I was excited about going on the 5150 show. Last Tuesday, I got on the plane to go from D.C. to L.A. I got to the 5150 studios at about 8 p.m. Pacific time. I met Corey Holcomb. I was introduced to him. He shook my hand. Then about, I want to say 5 minutes before the actual show started, I was told, I can't go on the show. I said, okay, cool. Then I was told that I could sit on the set, but I have to sit off camera. I said, okay, cool. And that's where I sat for the entire duration of the show. Now, the show starts, and as you know, what happened, because it went viral. All right, so if you guys want to see all of that, you can go watch it. It's everywhere. All right? But with all that being said, as that's going on, when it becomes abundantly clear that it's time to go, myself and security go ahead and start to leave. When I get to the door, as I'm going out, I hear Corey Holcomb say, yeah, leave with your security and your bitch. And I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked. Because it's very unfortunate that I would be called the B word. Because I had such a positive outlook.
Even as she tells the story, it's like she has, it's almost like she's redacted everywhere Anton was in the story. She's leaving out with her security. Anton was there too. It wasn't just your security, it's Anton's security. And that's when he was being berated. He's talking about, oh, Corey said X, Y, and Z. To who? He was talking to Anton about your bitch. And you, like, so it's like she clearly removes Anton from the story. Like she's making a concerted effort not to mention him, to separate herself and distance herself from him.
That I would be called the B word. Because I had such a positive outlook.
Except for this part, because she didn't separate herself from him, because she was more upset about being called the B word, not a side bitch. Not when he was like, explain the bitch. And he was asking, like, he was basically implying that she was a side.
And a positive take on 5150 and Corey Holcomb. Last year here in D.C., I literally went to a Corey Holcomb show. So when I found out I was going on 5150, I was like, oh, this is exciting because I just went to see a show. And now I'm having this experience. So it was very unfortunate. Not only that, I hear explain the bitch and this bitch on my show. I don't know who she is. Alluding to the fact that I'm just here and it's somebody's side chick.
Now, wouldn't you, this is why you would see her kind of separating herself from, distancing herself from Anton Daniels. Wouldn't you feel played? You're a content creator. Anton Daniels promised that you would, or I don't know if he promised, but he told her that she would be on the show. She shows up there 5 minutes before the show starts. She was told that she could not be on the show and she would not be on the show. So she flew from DC to LA to be on the show. And then 5 minutes before the show, she was told that she would not be on the show. And then Corey Holcomb tells Anton after, as the show's about to end, as he's getting kicked off, to explain the bitch. To explain the bitch as if she's just some sort of side chick there. So what was Anton really doing? What was his motive? What was his motives there?
And I'm nobody's side chick. So it was very unfortunate and very hurtful. That I can tell you. That was my feeling from the experience.
I'm getting rich.
Shout out to Dance Chica D with the $5 super chat. You said, just tuned in for the live. What do you think? Is she a side chick? Well, she said she's not a side chick for anybody. She never said she wasn't a side chick for specifically Anton Daniels. She never denied being with Anton Daniels in any sexual way or any sexual relations. Anton Daniels is talking about Corey Holcomb snitched. He says that he's around with bad chicks everywhere he goes.
He did that shit. Guilty as fuck.
If he's saying it's a side chick and he's looking guilty and he's talking about folks are snitching and he can't deny it, not one denial in his video.
He did that shit. Guilty as fuck.
But with all that being said,
the pictures on Google, these motherfuckers, hold up, chat. Not this. This is not a big deal. This little small picture at the Lakers game. What the hell is this? What is this? Why are you at a Lakers game with her? This.
What the hell was that?
Why y'all all cozy? Hand over the butt cheeks, over the clappers. What are we doing here, sir? Hey, you're still here.
God damn!
I can say this. I still don't have anything negative to put out about Corey Holcomb or the 5150 show.
Now, this man just called you a side bitch on air. Explain the bitch. Explain the bitch. Explain the bitch. She's still trying to get on the podcast. You can't make this shit up.
I went for a positive experience. I had a positive outlook on what could have been, but it didn't happen. And again, it's unfortunate that all that transpired afterwards. And I was caught in the crossfire between two grown people that were arguing back and forth with each other. So my outlook is this. I don't have any negative views on Corey. And like I said, it's unfortunate, but I forgive Corey. I truly do.
That's what you call winning? A nigga's nuts in your face? Man, I hate to see what you call losing.
Damn.
I'm getting rich.
Shout out to Huggy68 with the $5 super chat. You said he was trying to smash Six the Goddess on the low. He's admitted numerous times Kitty is his weakness. He's always been a degenerate scamming Pookie. Jesus Christ. Yo, we seen him simping for Six. We seen him going out completely sad, just crying for Six's forgiveness on air like he didn't have a wife, like Rita didn't exist. He went out sad. Y'all can check it out on the page. It has, 40-some-odd thousand views on my page. Running up those numbers. It's an old video, but nonetheless, y'all can check that out. It's immortalized forever. You can probably see it on Six channel as well. Shout out to Huggy with the $5 super chat. Shout out to... Hold up. What do we got here?
I'm getting rich.
Shout out to Brother Jumbie Stay Gold Radio with the $5 super chat. Yikes. Yo, Brother Jumbie with the savage super chats all the time. Shout out to Brother Jumbie, Stay Gold Radio. Brother Jumbie says her body is fire, but she has a face for radio. Disney Pixar fish. Oh, Jesus Christ!
God damn!
You can see. You can see her thoughts scroll past her forehead before she speaks. Holy. What the? Yo. Damn, man. Shout out to Brother Jumbie, man. Man. So shout out to Sir Chai 87 with the $2 super chat.
I'm getting rich.
What he said? Corey had to hold back after Aries Spears. Oh, the Aries Spears incident. Oh, They had to hold back after the Aries Spears incident. Okay. Hope Corey learned his lessons to do research his gas or to do research gas. Yep.
I'm getting rich.
Shout out to Sir Chai 87 with the $2 super chat. Yeah, you gotta research these trash pandas, man. You can't let a trash panda get on your panel and not have all the research and insights to all the fuckery that he's done. He called him a white male ass kisser. He should have had many examples on deck that he could not get rid of. But Anton knew how to deflect. He knew how to just shoot a shot back instead of dealing with the actual accusation, because he tried to hold him to the whole, you know what, I fucked up again. I was supposed to play this video through, and what did I do? Non-stop stops. Jesus Christ. But yeah, he couldn't hold him to a point. Every time he tried to be like, yo, you're kissing white male ass for this conservative grift, he just pointed the finger back. Oh, you sucking black dick. Pause. He was doing those type of things, getting him off focus, off of the main point. Couldn't hold him to it because he kept deflecting.
But that was my experience.
Now we can't even remember your experience because I spoke too much. God damn it, man. Yeah, you would think this isn't my primary job.
I forgive Corey. I truly do. But that was my experience. And I wish nothing but the best for Corey and the 5150 show. I just wanted to come on and really say my piece, because I really hadn't said anything. Because everybody else was talking. So I wanted you guys to hear it from me. So that was my experience. That's all that really happened, because it was a small time frame. So any other narrative is not what it was. This is exactly what happened. And so that's all I really have to say about it, because that's all that happened. So you guys are going to get down in the comments and let me know what you think about that.
Now, my advice to people is do not trust words, trust actions. Trust the actions. Because folks will hide out in the open all day, every day, try to tell you about these platonic relationships, try to tell you about these business relationships, but the actions don't match up to the words. So when folks be talking about, oh yeah, this is just a platonic relationship and you're going X, Y, and Z with these folks, yeah, man, don't be buying that shit, man. Look at the actions. If the actions ain't matching up to the words, man, don't be fooled. Shout out to Sir Chai 87 with the $2 super chat.
I'm getting rich.
Sir Chai 87 says Rita has to let the side chick's side cue. Now her? What? Rita has to let the side chick's side cue. Now her. I had a restarted moment, chat. Sometimes when it gets late, niggas turn restarted, and I don't know why that was difficult. That was a basic sentence. Like, what the hell's going on? Shout out to Sir Chai 87 with the $2 super chat. Shout out to Brother Jumbie with the $5 super chat.
I'm getting rich.
Damn, Brother Jumbie says her hair holding onto that skull for dear life. Her edges up there struggling. Look how much space between her eyebrows and her forehead. Jesus Christ. Now, the thing that, all right, man, I'm not, shout out to Brother Jumbie. The only thing I noticed when I was looking at her, I'm like, when does the eyebrow stop? Because it made it to the hair, but then it goes in there and it fuses. And I'm like, when does the eyebrow stop? That's the only thing I got to say. I'm not hating on his side chick or whatnot. You know what I mean? It's just, that's my only commentary here. But yeah, shout out to Brother Jumbie with the $5 super chat. You glitched? Yeah, man, it happens. Sometimes you gotta blame the kush, man.
Stay off the weed.
Honestly, at some point, I can't blame the kush because it's very unaccountable. Every time something goes wrong, I'm blaming the kush. So unaccountable. Okay, chat. All right, chat. This wasn't one of my extravagant edits where I have clips from all sorts of play. I don't have the hot dog clip on deck. I don't have all the commentary of all the hypocrisy of Anton on deck right now because I've been working on the NYC The Future video where NYC The Future has been outed as a pedo in Sosua with 16, 17-year-old minors. So we've been working on compiling all the evidence against him from the videos and the live streams and the interviews that he's been doing. He's been running around doing a press tour trying to save face, trying to clean the image up from the shit that he's been doing. But all he's been doing is actually been providing us with the insight and the information to use to cook him. That's all he's doing. He's giving us contradictions. He's giving us tall tales, fabrications. He's given us the actual evidence. He's given us everything we've needed by just simply speaking and trying to prove his innocence. He's just been proving that he talks to minors. Disgusting. And he has a damage control campaign. He's trying to go on a damage control campaign and he's just damaging himself worse. He has an accomplice with him, another motherfucker. What is that nigga's name again? Oh God. Yeah, Vegas. You got these niggas named after United States cities. You got NYC The Future and you got Vegas. Both dusting it up on some predatory actions. We're gonna react to that in the next live stream. It's over for that nigga. These passport bros are going out sad and filthy. Just talking to underage women. I seen underage women. What the fuck? That's not a thing. Underage children. They're girls, bruh. They're girls. Teenagers. I seen Andrew Tate campaigning for 45-year-old men to look at 18-year-old girls. Talking about he would recommend his daughter when she reaches 18 to find a 45-year-old man that will take care of her and cheat on her and do whatever as long as he puts a baby in her. And I'm like, these folks in the red pill space, in the passport bro space, in the manosphere space, I only have 2 words to say to these motherfuckers.
Nasty bitch.
They just a bunch of filthy motherfuckers, man. Filthy motherfuckers. You have these 44-year-olds looking at a 17-year-old trying to redshirt her until she turns 18 so he can be 45 and get the... What the fuck is that, bro? What the fuck is that? Are you guys fucked recommending this filthiness? It's gross, man. It's absolutely gross. I don't have enough sound effects and drops to represent the grossness that I think from like hearing that dustiness. It's nasty, man. It's nasty. Yeah, man, they pulling that Tiger. Remember with Tiger? Tiger redshirted Kylie, man. He was just not. He was. I'm pretty sure he was doing something, but he waited until she was a certain age to make it public. But we all knew what he was doing. That's some filthy shit, man. These guys look at these young developing girls and they start picking and choosing and start calling dibs on these young girls and redshirting them. It's nasty, man. Absolute filthy work out here. Filthy work. A lot of these influencers, if you're following the influence of these folks, god damn it, you're fucking up your life. I recommend a basic education, some basic common sense, and not learning from anybody on the internet. That's what I recommend. But we're going to wrap up this episode. We have a lot to react to in the next one. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that hit that like button. Shout out to everybody that hit that super chat.
I'm getting rich. Ah.
We out. Yeah.